Alrighty, let's make some soap. Today we're making it's a custom blend. I think I'm gonna call it Pear Berry. It's a blend of pears and strawberry with some apple and some blackberry. It's just a blend of different fragrance oils that I came up with myself. So this is the first time I made it, but I plan on doing it again. I actually wrote the recipe down so I would remember. All right, so let's see. We've got our oils. They're about 85 degrees. And as usual, it is a mix of sustainably harvested organic palm oil, organic coconut oil, organic olive oil, castor oil, and unrefined organic shea butter. And then we have, of course, our goat's milk and lye solution over here. So we'll get that poured through our filter. And y'all, I don't really talk when I'm doing this. I'm always scared I'm gonna like spill it, even after 12 years of making soap. This still makes me nervous. All right, so scrape all this out. Does anybody else absolutely hate the sound of metal, scraping metal? I mean, it drives me nuts. So anyway, let's stop that. And we will get, now this one doesn't bother me, but oh my gosh, the scraping of the pan, trying to even clean a pan, like a stainless steel pan with one of those like scouring pads. Oh my gosh, it just kills me. I have to have my husband do it. Although I can get it done if I have to, but you know, it's one of those things, if you don't have to, you don't want to do it. Maybe it's like nails on a chalkboard. That does not bother me at all. But the metal on metal just drives me insane. And there's lots of stuff that makes me crazy. It's so weird. Like wet hair. Is anybody else bothered by wet hair? It was the strangest thing because in high school, and actually since I was like probably 10 years old, I was a competitive swimmer. And so I always had wet hair. I mean, I used to swim all the time. Even if you wear a swim cap, your hair still gets wet. You have to actually get your hair wet to put your hair up in the swim cap. So it's not really to keep your hair from getting wet. All right, but I mean, like, the feel of wet hair on my skin absolutely drives me insane. But anyway, so we're gonna mix this up in the handy dandy new container. Few colors that are going to go in here, and since this is a custom blend, I've never worked with it before. I don't know how it's going to do with the soap, so I'm going to leave this pretty runny. We'll just get it to a really light trace, and then I'm going to separate it into my colors. We have 3 colors. This is Boom Box Blue from Wholesale Supplies Plus. It's a blue mica. I love blue. I love these colors of blue. And this is Pink Vibrance from Nurture Soap. Y'all, I'm pretty good at eyeballing. Let's give about the same. And this is, I think it's Fire Red from New Direction Aromatics, which is where I get the majority of my essential oils. All right, so we'll get these mixed in. And this is kind of a bronzy, I'm gonna say, I always equate it to garnet, I guess because I went to Florida State for college. I always see all the reds as garnet, I guess, I don't know. This pink is my favorite pink so far that I've ever had. Actually, it's a nice true pink. I've tried to find a perfect one. This one's my favorite. I guess all the pinks are pretty much the same, but this one stays a nice pink color. It's a little bright pink. And this is a pretty blue too. This is my last of it, so I have very similar ones though, so like one of my favorite colors. This shade of blue, the like aquamarine blue color. I really like color in my soap. All right, so then we're just gonna leave this, the natural soap color. Get it all scraped back down in there. Well, as much as we can anyway. Alrighty, so I'm gonna add my fragrance. I'll add it to this first, and then I'm gonna just blend it in by hand. So like I said, I don't know what it's gonna do, so we'll see. It looks like it's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna behave. It's very fruity. I think the pear really comes out, but you can smell like it's like I mixed a Granny Smith apple. You get just a little bit of the apple, but the pear and the berries really come through. So I'll probably just call this one pear berry. Alrighty, oh, it smells so good. So we'll get this poured off into the mold. And then we'll come back and add the fragrance. Oh, you know what? I think I'll do it in the pot. So I will leave this where it's at for the moment, and we will just add the fragrance to these. And pour them in one at a time. Back to the hair thing. So I was a swimmer, competitive swimmer, and I absolutely hated wet hair, and it has gotten worse as I've gotten older. I kind of I have curly hair, naturally curly hair, so I don't really wash my hair a whole lot. We find the curly girl method, if you've ever heard of that. I found a book on Amazon, and it changed my life because, tell you what, I had a car accident, I think it was about 13, 14 years ago. Really bad when we flipped upside down on the interstate, rolled a couple of times, and the roof of the car came down on my left shoulder and the left side of my body, my left side of my head. So I can't, for many, many years, I couldn't feel the left side of my head, and it still is like, you know, I just can't feel everything. But washing my hair for so many years, I would get migraines every time I would try to wash my hair. So when I found I didn't wash it very often, I never have, but the curly girl method, where I just use conditioner and I don't scrub a whole lot, really helps. So, but anyway, so I don't wash my hair very much, but I do get it wet because it's curly, so I have to put a lot of conditioner in it, and whenever I do that, it drives me nuts to have it touch me. Everybody thinks it's hilarious, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. I have actually never heard of anybody who was bothered by wet hair. So I'm just gonna pour this over on one side and leave some for the top. And y'all, I never even know what I'm doing. I just do it. I'll pour the blue over here and leave a little bit to do the top. So we'll scrape these out when I'm pouring the top. And I guess we will, I don't know, I guess we'll pour this one in the middle. And maybe a little bit on each side. Maybe I'm coming up with a whole new way to pour soap. I don't know. Anyway, so I'll pull this over here. This is, I'm gonna use my, I am using my 5-pound brambleberry mold. So I don't wanna get out of shot there. blue looks so awesome. I hope it stays that color. You know, you never know. With blues and greens, there's so many variables that can morph those colors. It's just crazy town. Might actually want to use my handles. I love these containers. This one smells so good. This one will be part of our springtime soaps, our March release, end of February, beginning of March. These will be ready. And whenever they're ready, I load them onto our website, which there is a link to our website and our store where you can see some of the goats and that help to make the soap and all the soaps that we have available right now. So we keep quite a few available all the time, and then there's some that are only available like certain times a year. And this could be one that we keep, but I don't know. We'll have to see if this is one I'm gonna have all the time, or it's gonna be one that is more of a limited one. All right. So I'm gonna pour this one down the middle since the blue seems to be pretty dominant in here. This is still pretty liquid. This is my custom fragrance. Well, it's starting to thicken up on me now that I say that, right? All right, so we'll see. I think it's thickened up enough that I can do this little spoon texture on the top. Maybe not. It's not really holding too awesome yet. I wanted to try to pull up some of the natural color from underneath, so you can see that on the top too. So I'll have to go back and do that again. I think I'll just do this one side. Okie dokie, and I have some Enviroglitter from nurture soap. It's the wild strawberry Enviroglitter in my little sprayer. Oh wow! All right, this one comes out more. Cool beans. I love how it looks on these inside the crevices made by this spoon. Oh, I might go back and see if I can guess this side to do a little something. I don't know. What can I do? Use one of my bamboo skewers and maybe I'll do a little something on this side. All right, yeah, that looks cool. All right, now I feel better. All right, so that is Pearberry soap. We are, oh, that glitter gets everywhere. All right, y'all, that's Pearberry. This one will be available at the end of February, beginning of March, sometime like that, depending on our humidity, how long it takes for it to cure here in Florida. We try to keep our soap studios humidity low, but sometimes the weather in the springtime it's just like 99% days we have rain. So it works havoc on trying to keep the humidity in soap curing this time of year. But anyway, we will be back in probably about 24 to 48 hours, maybe 36. And we will cut it up and see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, let's get this out of the mold and see what Pearberry looks like. The blue stayed awesomely bright, so I'm super stoked about that. Alrighty. And it's been about 36 hours since I made this one. Super busy week. Every week's busy, but this week we were trying to do a lot of the outside stuff before it rains the rest of the week. We have to try to get things that would have taken a whole week done in a couple of days. So we're trying to clear out plant beds. I call it trying to keep the jungle back because that's what it feels like. We have some invasive vines on this property that I've never seen in my life, and they're crazy. They grow crazy fast, so trying to keep them back is a weekly thing, so it doesn't look like an abandoned property. And we're trying to clear out land so that we could build a bigger pen for our chickens to keep them safe. We can't really let them free roam because free range too much with our property. We only have 1.5 acres, and our neighbors are very close, and it's an urban setting. We're about 5 minutes, or actually, I mean, we're less than a mile away from a really the most major road in our town. So, and the chickens will go everywhere, go pretty far. And we have a condominium complex literally right behind us. So anyway, we've been working on that, working on getting the property cleared, more areas cleared, cleaning off the roof because, like I said, we live in a jungle, lots of trees. All right, so let's see what this looks like on the inside. But anyway, it took me a while to be able to get out here. Now it's the middle of the night. Only time I had to come and get this done. Wow, that's a really cool swirl on that. And I love the top. My husband is not a fan of the spooning on the top, but I think it's super cool. And see how creamy our naturally colored soap is? Goat's milk is awesome. All those alpha hydroxy acids, the natural lanolin. You can't really see this one. You can see more of the red. There's the red and the pink, kind of hard to tell. They're getting kind of similar, but it's like a rusty, garnety red with the blue. I wasn't really sure about the colors together when I was making it yesterday, but I think they turned out really cool. I really like it. Definitely like the Enviroglitter on top. All right, I'm gonna have to speed this up because, believe it or not, middle of the night or not, I got somewhere to be this evening. Only chance that we're gonna get to go to the grocery before, well, only chance we're gonna get to go to the grocery. Tomorrow we have to get hay, working on the yard again, and other appointments. This morning things kind of got out of whack which is not, it's not unusual, but I don't like it when it happens. One of our goats had she was limping pretty badly yesterday, and I worked on her hoof and her leg, and I thought she was good to go. And then this morning we go out, and nope, she was still limping, and it was actually worse. So I hadn't really done anything more than clean her up and check her yesterday. So today I brought her back in, and I trimmed her hoof and cleaned it out better this time. Well, not better, but I just, worked on it some more. So I didn't want to do it too much the day before she was really being a pain in the you-know-what. So when an almost 200-pound goat doesn't want you doing something, it can get a little bit daunting. So you kind of give up. But she was better today. So whatever I did yesterday helped her feel better, but it just wasn't enough. But today, so I brought her in. I made a bandage, wrapped it in her hoof, and I put some of our salve that I make for cuts and bumps and bruises. It's a plantain infused salve. Added some activated charcoal to that and made like a poultice. And put that on her hoof because the activated charcoal will help to draw out any toxins that were in there. And then we put some essential oils, frankincense, myrrh, some anti-inflammatory essential oils. Frankincense is really, really good for swelling, and her hoof seemed a little swollen, so I added that to some black cumin seed oil, and we put that on her hoof and massaged that into her leg as well. And then this morning, or this afternoon, not this morning, this afternoon, she seems back to normal. She's walking good, and so something is working, which is awesome because it was Callie. She's our standard La Mancha, and she's our herd queen. So this is Pear berry, and this one will be available towards the end of so you can see I don't know if you can see it too well on the camera. I'm only filming using my iPhone, but it's an iPhone Pro. It's supposed to have awesome camera, so maybe you can see it. There's the reddish and the pink there together. So if I do, I think I should probably separate the blue between the two. Would help it. So I'll have to go back and watch how I did this swirl. It's just in the pot swirl. I think it turned out really, really good. All right, so y'all, that is Pear berry. It should be, which by the way, smells awesome. I love berry scents. I like any of the fruity, foodie kind of fragrances. That one will be available towards the end of this month, which is February, about 3 weeks. My soaps takes about 3 to sometimes 6 weeks, like I've said before. Depends on the humidity. And we get so much rain this time of year. It's supposed to rain for the whole rest of the week this week. So starting this evening, should be starting to rain anytime now. And this is the only time we get to go to the grocery, so I have to get going. But anyway, this is Pearberry will be available towards the end of February 2020. And it will be added to our website sometime around then towards the 1st of March. But I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe. The button's right up there. And you can hit the notifications if you want to be notified whenever we upload a new video, which will be hopefully about once a week. And when the goats start kidding, I'm going to try to get a camera so that I can, or something, work out something so that I can take you with me for kidding season, which starts only in about a couple of weeks. And I'm going to share some of our procedures on how we take care of our goats when they are pregnant. In a couple of days, we do give them a special dosage ball starting right about now to help them with contractions and get the baby some extra nutrients, because right now it's really important to do that. So anyway, we'll be back, and don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment if you have any questions, or if you'd like to something that you'd like to see us do. Let us know.